He said, babe, he got me. Call 911. And then he died. I can never get him back. And he died a hero. And I want everybody to know that he died defending his girlfriend. What's up, though, grinding gang? It's Hollywood Street Savage, aka Mr. Tote the Plastic, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Today, I'm going to be bringing you guys the story of Jacob Hirschberger, aka Hirsch. Before we get into the video, though, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if y'all haven't already. Like, share, comment, stream Hollywood Street Savage music on all platforms. Also, follow me on IG at HollywoodStreetSavage.com. Now, let's get into it. Saturday, November 8th. 2014 at about 5 a.m. in Waterford, Michigan. 911 dispatch will get a call from a woman stating that her live-in boyfriend had just been shot and that the suspects had left the home. Police would arrive on the 7,000 block of Villa Drive and find the woman's boyfriend, 22-year-old Jacob Hirschberger, also known to his friends and family as Hirsch, with a gunshot wound to the chest. Hirsch died at the scene from his injury. Hirsch's girlfriend, 22-year-old Brittany Ramirez, told police that her and her boyfriend were asleep when she was awakened by someone opening the sliding glass door of their home and standing over her with a handgun, telling her, "Don't move, bitch, or I'll blow your head off." As she stood up, that's when Hirsch woke up, realizing there was an intruder in the home, and a struggle ensued between Hirsch, his girl, and the intruder. A shot was fired into the wall as they tried to disarm the suspect, and at some point, they did in fact disarm him. But what Jake and his girl didn't know was that another armed intruder was on the balcony. The second suspect entered the home and shot Hirsch once in the chest. The men then fled the scene. Alright, now grinding gang, this is where the story takes a crazy turn. As police continue to process the scene, the girlfriend was asked by detectives to head down to the station to provide additional testimony. As she drove to the station, she spotted an acquaintance of Hirsch on foot in her neighborhood, walking eastbound on Elizabeth Lake Road, east of Hospital Road. Hirsch's girlfriend alerted detectives of this. Homicide detectives' attention would immediately shift to this man, 22-year-old Donald Davis of Pontiac, Michigan. Davis was arrested based on an investigation by police. He originally denied knowing about the murder, but detectives would eventually get him to fold like a lawn chair, and he would admit to being at the scene and would provide police with the names of the other two accomplices. 20-year-old Terrence Bunting of Rochester, Michigan, and 25-year-old Blake Markham of Waterford, Michigan. Davis admitted to boosting co-defendant Terrence Bunting up onto Hirsch's apartment balcony. Davis told police he and Hirsch were friends and basically grew up together. With a friend like this grinding gang, who needs ops? This man was no friend of Hirsch. Photo lineups were created by police and the girlfriend identified all three suspects. The other two suspects were arrested later that same day. The suspects would begin telling on each other, and the details surrounding this tragic murder would finally begin to unfold.
Waterford resident, 22-year-old male. On November 8th at 5:05, officers received a call of shots being fired. Upon responding to the 7,000 block of Villa Drive, they located a 22-year-old female who also was a resident, and she advised that her live-in boyfriend was shot. At that point, all suspects that were involved in the shooting had left the scene. Through cooperative effort with Waterford, Oakland County Sheriff, Michigan State Police, and the FBI Task Force, all three suspects involved in this murder have been apprehended and anticipated being arraigned tomorrow.
Is a senseless crime that has left one local family devastated. A young man is dead after he tried to protect his girlfriend during a home invasion.
Yeah, 7 Action News reporter Tara Edwards is live in Waterford with this heartbreaking story. Tara.
Well, Malcolm and Carolyn, it's believed that the intruders intended to rob a couple inside an apartment behind me here along Villa Road. And now this senseless act has left one family wondering why.
I've never had any experience like this before in my life. A parent's not supposed to bury their child. It was supposed to be the other way around.
Why anyone would take the life of a man who was loved by so many is hard for Michael Hirschberger to figure out.
He never bothered nobody. All he wanted to do was love his friends, love his family, and take care of his daughter.
But in the early morning hours of Saturday morning, a group of men took the life of 22-year-old Jacob Hirschberger inside an apartment unit in the 700 block of Villa Drive in Waterford. It happened during a home invasion while Jacob and his girlfriend were inside. Jacob was shot to death after trying to attack one of the men who was holding a gun to his girlfriend's head.
It warms my heart that he sacrificed himself for his girlfriend. I can't say enough good things about him. I mean, granted, I wish my son was here, but he did what he he had to do.
Jacob leaves behind a 3-year-old daughter, Olivia, who we're told meant everything to him. We're told Jacob was acquainted with one of the men. The 3 suspects, all in their 20s, are in police custody now. Investigators believe the motive was robbery. Jacob's family has a message for them.
You took away a great person. You took away a little girl's daddy. She's only 3.
And she loved him
She
dearly.
worshipped his everything.
Every
about
time
him.
they were together, I just seen the glow.
And those suspects will be formally charged tomorrow. Meanwhile, a fund has been set up for Jacob's daughter for Christmas in college, and we have that information on our website, WXYZ.com. Meanwhile, also, Jacob will be laid to rest on Wednesday. Live in Waterford, Tara Edwards, 7 Action News.
It just hurts your heart,
Absolutely
huh?
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it
heartbreaking
is.
story there.
Father murdered, tried to protect his girlfriend just a short time ago. A 3-man facing a judge in that case. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig is in Waterford tonight digging for those details. Kim, what's the latest?
And it's such a sad story, Jeff. Thankfully, Jacob Hirschberger's 3-year-old little girl, Olivia, was with her grandfather when this deadly home invasion went down. Still, losing her dad will be a pain that will no doubt last a lifetime.
I hope they rot in hell, and they will rot in hell.
Family and friends of 22-year-old Jacob Hirschberger cried and hugged in court just moments before the 3 men charged with his murder appeared before a judge in Waterford Township to be arraigned on charges that could send them to prison for life.
Blake David Markham.
And this 25-year-old from Auburn Hills is the man accused of pulling the trigger during a home invasion around 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. In court, it was revealed that the men were after money or drugs. It happened when Jacob and his girlfriend were sleeping on a couch in the living room, and police say Terrence Bunting was standing next to them.
She reported that she had woke up to a noise in the apartment, which startled her, and she looked up and saw a subject pointing a gun into her face.
We're told Jacob woke up and began fighting with Terrence Bunting, and Jacob took the gun away from him. But police say what Jacob didn't know is that Blake Markham was on the balcony. He allegedly fired at Jacob, killing him.
They didn't know there was a second gunman. And before he could get the gun away from him, he shot him in the heart and killed him. And he did say something before he died. He told his girlfriend, Brittany, he said, "Babe, he got me. Call 911. And then he died. I can never get him back. And he died a hero. And I want everybody to know that he died defending his girlfriend."
Blake Markham, Terrence Bunting, and Don Davis are all facing multiple charges, including felony murder and conspiracy to commit armed robbery.
A lot of anger. There's just no excuse for this. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure they never step outside again. They're going to get life. It's unacceptable. They took my baby boy from me.
We will never let them get out.
And Jacob's family thanked Waterford police for making the quick arrest. Thankfully, Jacob's girlfriend was not physically hurt. All 3 men arrested are being held without bond right now, and Jacob's family says he did not sell or use drugs, and that the men may have thought he had money, but he didn't. Reporting live in Waterford, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News. Joanne, back to you.
Davis was an acquaintance of hers. He knew the layout of the apartment and that the sliding glass door on the balcony didn't lock. Davis allegedly learned that Hirsch was about to receive a large amount of marijuana and was spreading the word. Bunting told police that they discussed hitting a lick on Hirsch for drugs and money. Markham, in describing the plan, said, "We're going to go in, beat their ass, and take their stuff." They then drove to the apartment where Bunting was boosted onto the balcony. He pushed the buzzer to let Davis and Markham into the apartment. Hirsch confronted Bunting and was able to disarm him during the struggle, in which the handgun fired into the wall. But during that struggle, Hirsch was shot by the second intruder, identified as Blake Markham, who was standing on the patio. Davis acted as the getaway driver and did not enter the home. Bunting and Markham fled after the shooting. Bunting and Markham were both charged with homicide and commission of a felony, conspiracy to commit larceny, and related firearms offenses. Davis was not charged with firearm offenses. One of the handguns was recovered at the scene, and other witnesses told police that the 3 had been talking earlier in the day about committing a robbery. During this time, the defendants had guns and were flashing them. Markham had a prior assault and battery charge. Bunting had no criminal history. Davis had a felony charge involving car theft and 2 pending domestic battery cases. "I will miss my son terribly," Hirsch's father, Michael Hirschberger, said in court. The night before the shooting, I asked Jake if I could take my 3-year-old granddaughter Olivia shopping at Kohl's and keep her overnight. Jake said okay. I can't imagine what might have happened if she had been there. He had an aura about him when he smiled. Everyone was drawn to him. Hirsch's father also said that he had no idea why the three would target his son for an armed robbery. Maybe they thought he had money or drugs. He did building and demolition work. He didn't have either. No drugs were ever found at the scene. The judge handed down mandatory life without parole sentences to 23-year-old Donald Davis, 26-year-old Blake Markham, and 21-year-old Terrence Bunting. Hirsch's father said his goal now is to keep the memory of his son alive, especially for his granddaughter Olivia. I think about him 24/7, all the times we went snowmobiling, all the good times, the bad times. I'll never forget my boy. I'll remember him for the rest of my life. I wake up thinking about him, and I go to sleep thinking about him. This was the story of Jacob Hirschberger. Rest in peace. Love and condolences to his friends and family. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. Stream Hollywood Street Savage music. Follow me on IG at HollywoodStreetSavage.com. Till next time, Grounded Gang, I'm out. Hollywood Street.